You've been working hard. You've been praying. You've been believing for change. But how do you know if you're actually moving toward breakthrough or just spinning your wheels in the same cycle? Here's what most people don't realize. Financial breakthrough isn't just a spiritual event, it's also a psychological shift. And when scripture and psychology align, they reveal something powerful. Today, I'm going to show you 3 signs rooted in both the Bible and proven psychological principles that confirm you're moving toward real financial breakthrough. Not wishful thinking, not fake positivity, real indicators that transformation is happening from the inside out. If you see these signs in your life, don't ignore them. They're evidence that God is doing something deep. And if you don't see them yet, this message will show you exactly what needs to shift. Sign 1. You've stopped blaming and started taking responsibility. Psychology calls this locus of control. People with an external locus believe everything happens to them, the economy, their boss, bad luck. People with an internal locus recognize they have power to influence outcomes through their choices. Research shows that those with internal locus of control achieve significantly higher financial success. But Scripture said it first. Galatians 6:5 declares each one should carry their own load. God doesn't call you to carry everyone's burden, but He does hold you accountable for your own. When you stop blaming the government, your upbringing, your circumstances, or even the devil, and start asking, what can I do differently? Breakthrough begins. This is the psychological and spiritual maturity God requires before He can trust you with more. Proverbs 28:13 says, "Whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but the one who confesses and renounces them finds mercy." The same principle applies financially. When you stop making excuses and start owning your decisions, the overspending, the lack of planning, the poor choices, you step into power, because what you own, you can change. Victims stay stuck. Owners break through. Psychology proves it. Scripture commands it. And when you make this shift, you'll notice opportunities you couldn't see before, not because they weren't there, but because your mindset finally aligned with breakthrough. Sign 2. You've developed delayed gratification. One of the most famous psychological studies is the Stanford marshmallow experiment. Researchers gave children 1 marshmallow and a choice: eat it now or wait 15 minutes and get 2. Decades later, they followed up. The children who delayed gratification had higher incomes, better health, and greater life satisfaction. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist immediate pleasure for future reward, and Scripture has been teaching this for thousands of years. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." Haste is impulsiveness. Diligence is discipline over time. When you can see something on sale and walk away because it's not in your budget, that's delayed gratification. When you choose to pay off debt instead of taking a vacation, that's delayed gratification. And when you save consistently, even though you'd rather spend, that's delayed gratification. And it's one of the clearest signs you're moving toward breakthrough. Psychologically, this means your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning and self-control, is maturing. Spiritually, it means you're walking in the fruit of the Spirit. Galatians 5:22-23 lists self-control as evidence of God's work in you. When self-control shows up in your finances, breakthrough is near. Here's why this matters. God cannot trust someone with abundance who cannot delay gratification. If you consume everything immediately, more money won't help you. It'll just magnify your lack of discipline. But when you prove you can wait, plan, and sacrifice now for later, God knows you're ready for increase. Sign 3. Your words have changed. Psychology calls this self-fulfilling prophecy. What you repeatedly say about yourself shapes your beliefs, which drive your behaviors, which create your results. If you constantly declare, "I'm always broke, nothing ever works for me, I'll never get ahead," you're programming failure into your subconscious mind. But Proverbs 18:21 revealed this long before modern psychology. The tongue has the power of life and death. Your words aren't neutral, they're creative, they build or destroy. Mark 11:23 goes further. "Whoever says to this mountain, 'Be removed and thrown into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart, it will be done." When you're moving toward financial breakthrough, your words shift. You stop speaking poverty And start declaring faith, not fake positivity, faith rooted in Scripture. Instead of "I'm drowning in debt," you say, "I'm attacking this debt and becoming free." Instead of "I can never save," you declare, "I'm a disciplined steward building reserves." Psychologically, this rewires your brain. Neuroscience shows that repeated affirmations create new neural pathways. Spiritually, this aligns you with God's truth about who you are. Philippians 4:8 instructs, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, think about such things." Your mind follows your mouth. Listen to yourself this week. What are you saying about money, about your future, about your ability to change? If your words are filled with defeat, you're not moving toward breakthrough, you're reinforcing lack. But when your confession shifts to faith, expectation, and God's promises, you're stepping into the breakthrough zone. Here's the connection most people miss. Psychology explains how transformation works in your mind. Scripture explains why it works spiritually. And when both align, breakthrough becomes inevitable. You're not just changing behavior, you're renewing your mind. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." These three signs, taking responsibility, delaying gratification, and changing your words, aren't just personal development tips. They're evidence that God is doing deep work in you. Psychological maturity and spiritual growth go hand in hand, and financial breakthrough follows those who develop both. So ask yourself honestly, am I blaming or owning? Am I impulsive or disciplined? Are my words creating death or life? Your answers will reveal exactly where you are on the path to breakthrough. If you see these signs emerging in your life, celebrate them. They're proof you're moving in the right direction. Keep going. Stay obedient. Breakthrough is closer than you think. And if you don't see these signs yet, don't be discouraged. Be honest. Acknowledge where you are. Then make one shift today. Own one thing you've been blaming others for. Delay one purchase you'd normally make impulsively. Change one negative declaration into a faith-filled confession. One shift creates momentum. Momentum creates breakthrough. And breakthrough changes everything. If this message resonated with you, write in the comments, "I'm aligning my mind with God's truth." Declare it. And subscribe to Biblical Finances because we're bridging the gap between biblical wisdom and practical psychology, helping you build lasting financial freedom from the inside out. Your breakthrough isn't just coming, it's already forming in your mindset, your habits, and your words. Now, walk in it.